Lo, by Charles Hoyfort, Part 1, Chapter 89. Early in the morning of December 9, 1873, Thomas B. Compston and his wife, who occupied good position in Leeds, were arrested in a railroad station in Bristol, England, charged with disorderly conduct, both of them in their nightclothes, Compston having fired a pistol. See the London Times, December 11, 1873. Compston excitedly told that he and his wife had arrived a day before, from Leeds, and had taken a room in a Bristol hotel, and that, early in the morning, the floor had opened, and that, as he was about to be dragged into the opening, his wife had saved him, both of them so terrified that they jumped out the window, running to the railroad station, looking for a policeman. In the Bristol Daily Post, December 10th, is an account of proceedings in the police court. Compston's excitement was still so intense that he could not clearly express himself. Mrs. Compston testified that, early in the evening, both of them had been alarmed by loud sounds, but that they had been reassured by the landlady. At 3 or 4 in the morning the sounds were heard again. They jumped out on the floor, which was felt giving away under them. Voices repeating their exclamations were heard, or their own voices echoed strangely. Then, according to what she saw, or thought she saw, the floor opened wide. Her husband was falling into this opening when she dragged him back. The landlady was called, and she testified that sounds had been heard, but she was unable clearly to describe them. Policemen said that they had gone to the place, the Victoria Hotel, and had examined the room, finding nothing to justify the extraordinary conduct of the Compstons. They suggested that the matter was a case of collective hallucination. I note that there was no suggestion of intoxication. The Compstons, an elderly couple, were discharged in the custody of somebody who had come from Leeds. Collective hallucination is another of the dismissal labels by which conventionalists shirk thinking. Here is another illustration of the lack of standards in phenomenal existence by which to judge anything. One man's story, if not to the liking of conventionalists, is not accepted because it is not supported, and then testimony by more than one is not accepted if undesirable, because that is collective hallucination. In this kind of jurisprudence, there is no hope for any kind of testimony against the beliefs in which conventional scientists agree. Among their amusing disregards is that of overlooking that, quite as truly may their own agreements be collective delusions. The loud sounds in the Compstons' case suggest something of correlation with poltergeist phenomena. Spiritualists have persistently called poltergeist sounds raps. Sometimes they are raps, but often they are detonations that shake buildings. People up and down a street have been kept awake by them. Maybe existence is open and shut noisily. From my own experience, I don't know that there ever has been a poltergeist. At least, I have had only one experience, and that is explainable several ways. But what would be the use of writing a book about things that we think we're sure of? Unless, like a good deal in this book, to show the deuce we are.